Hi, and welcome to part 2 of my One Book July mini-series, which is all about filling blank pages and spaces in my January to June weekly Traveller's Notebook diary. So this video I don't expect to be incredibly long because I'm only covering one specific task, and that is arranging photos. So the reason I chose to do the photos first is because they're date specific. So I want to make sure that they go on the correct dates. Now, obviously, that's my rule. You don't actually have to put them on the correct dates. And some of them don't actually go on the correct dates due to space. And I use this app here, which is called PhotoGrid. So there's obviously different ways to print out your photos. You can get them printed professionally, print them yourself at home. There's various different things. I just use my big normal printer to print my photos using photo paper. And I use this app here, PhotoGrid, to arrange them all onto the page. It's just really quick and easy. You can choose different formats, different sizes, different shapes. You can choose different ways to arrange the photos. So I'm just using these pictures here as an example. They're just like random photos that were on my phone. But yeah, you can, and they're quite easy to sort of move things around and arrange things ahead of printing them. I tend to print on, I think it's called postcard-sized paper. It's Hagaki. My printer's Japanese. It was bought here in the UK, and I don't know whether Hagaki, which is Japanese postcard size, is different to anywhere else. And I tend to fit 6 to 8 on a page. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I started doing 8 because they come out kind of slimmer, and then you can they sort of fit a little bit better in the columns on the Traveller's Notebook there. So I've been through my camera, been through everything on my phone because that's the only place I take photos these days, and chosen a whole bunch of photos that I'd like to have in my diary. Now I don't actually stick them down at this point. I'll show you a bit later on what I'm actually doing. But I do decide where they're going to go. So I'm cutting them all out, and I quite like to keep the white border on if I can. Sometimes I do have to cut it off, but I do prefer a white border around the photos. So I'm going to cut them all out first, and then I will explain what I do next. So just using this random old photo of me when I was a kid as an example, which doesn't have to go on any particular date, so I'm just putting it on this corner here just to show you. I decide where it's going to go, and then I draw around it with pencil. Because I'm not actually going to stick the photos down at this point, and that's because I want to come in and do like background paint and colour behind all my photos. And because they're kind of quite bulky, they're probably the bulkiest thing to go in because the photo paper is thicker than all the other papers and things. They do tend to sort of create a bit of bulk, so I find it's best to put them in last so that you're sort of reducing the amount of bulk on your page while you're doing all the other things. So you can see here I've chosen 3 photos to go on this page, drawn the square around them, and then I actually write in what the actual photo is, because obviously otherwise I'm going to forget, aren't I? And then when I come to put the photos down, I don't know what they are. But also writing this description means that you can then put certain things near it, like if you want to put different like stickers, themed stickers to match the photo, you kind of know what's going to go where. Although I think I'm probably going to put the stickers on after the photos. I think stickers might be the final stage in this process. But yeah, I just draw the square and then write down what the photo is in the space. And it did occur to me later on after I'd done this that it might be quite nice next time to do coloured pencil around them, because I mean the pencil shows, and I really don't care about a tiny little bit of pencil line on my page. It doesn't bother me at all. But it did occur to me a bit later on that it might be quite fun next time to go around the photos with a coloured pencil and sort of make it more colourful, maybe. So that's something I might try doing in the future. But yeah, essentially that is literally the only step I'm going to show you in this video. Oh, and I did have to check when I did things. So this photo here is one of an anime series called Attack on Titan, and I finished watching this at some point, either in May or June, and I couldn't remember when. And because I didn't download this photo at the time, like I didn't download the photo the exact day that I finished watching the series, I can't check on my camera on my phone when I did it. So I was just checking in my diaries, in my planners, to see if I'd actually written down when I finished watching it, and I didn't, so I just picked a random week. So this week, this particular spread didn't have any photos on, so I thought I would just plonk it in here. So this is me just going through and checking that I've got, you know, an even spread of photos, because I do have a bunch of photos that don't have particular dates on them, and so I'm just sort of checking that I've got a few on each page. I don't want to have too many on a page, or too few ideally, again just because of the bulking issue. So yeah, that is basically all I'm doing in this photo. So my suggestion, if you're doing the same thing as me, to sort of try and catch up on everything in your journal and fill in your blank pages, is sort out all your photos. It's a bit of a laborious task at the beginning, trying to find them all and work out when they were taken. But I do this at the beginning because it's a bit boring, also because photos are actually one of the most important parts in my memory keeping. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be back again for step 3 very shortly. Bye.